My name is Raghav and I want to talk about Bottom. Bottoms is a 2023 American teen sex comedy film directed by Emma Seligman from a screenplay she wrote with Rachel Sennott. The movie follows two high school senior girls played by Rachel Sennott and Ayo Edebiri who set up a fight club as a way to hook up with cheerleaders. Ayo Edebiri, who you might recognize, is from a TV show that I have already mentioned before in another movie that I recently reviewed known as The Bear. She's really good in it. It's a really good show. You should check it out. This movie focuses solely on fun and silliness, sometimes to the detriment of the plot. But it's a good time nonetheless. It's pretty clear that a lot of the dialogue in the movie is improvised and that it has this cutty, insert shot extravaganza, edited to death quality that a lot of Judd Apatow movies have, but without the heartfelt sincerity that makes those films work. The actors here are hilarious to a fault. Rachel Sennott and Ayo Edebiri are full of great one-liners and monologues, and they do a great job of playing two extremes of the spectrum of awkward, one who talks too much and one who doesn't talk at all, and they embody them to hilarious results. The rest of the cast, especially Ruby Cruz, who is so good and likable it's crazy that this is her first movie, is great fodder for the story and lead to some very funny jokes and moments. The movie is just a collection of funny, mostly improvised scenes, loosely strung together by a plot so paper thin that your attempts at TPing someone's home with them would go as poorly as it does in the movie. Although funny, the film is kind of a one-time watch. Without a strong plot to hold it together, it doesn't really warrant rewatching. Certainly not to completion. It kind of feels, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, like a high production value addition to the scary movie style string of parody films that plagued our lives in the 2000s. Remember that stuff? Man, that was a weird time, huh? The film is super silly and it's a very strong choice. Like, there's no attempt at realism here whatsoever, which is what gives us some of the biggest laughs, but that's also kind of what deters its rewatchability, because it's mostly just shock laughs, you know? It's funny, but only that first time, because they're not behaving like real people at all. For example, the character of the quarterback, who is loved by everyone but kind of acts like an idiot, is such an out of this world character. Like, he's really funny but super unrealistic. He's a great character in the sense of how funny he is, but he's not a great character in the sense of in terms of the impact that he has. Another problem is that because of the heavily improvised style of performance, there's a lot of cutting away from a character talking to another's reaction which feels like it's from a different take. It's not a cohesive edit. There's a lot of messy eye lines, over or under reactions to dialogue, and also people kind of not responding or completely abandoning threads of a conversation just because of how it's edited. It just feels a little lackluster. Another point of contention for me is the action. First of all, I am totally fine with the action being over the top and brutal because it's that kind of movie. Nothing is realistic, so why should the action be? And I'm not saying that the fight choreography or stunt work is bad, it's actually pretty good. I just think the filmmaking is kind of lacking in style when it comes to fight scenes. I wish the filmmakers used more gratuitous shots of action, like Tarantino or a Snyder style of over-the-top focus on the cinematic quality that blood and gore can have. They have used slow motion in this movie, but it's always for comedy and never for epicness. And like, this film could have used some of that visual love to really push the action into over-the-topness or absurdity and just like fun, you know, which I think would have made the film more watchable. Like, Pilgrim is a movie that has very unrealistic characters, and granted that movie is much better written and more cohesively directed overall, but a big part of what works is how cinematic and beautiful the action sequences are. Here the action is either just comedic or noisy and kind of bland. Considering high school fight club is one of the selling points of this movie, it just doesn't hit the spot. Or I guess a better way to phrase it is, it doesn't really pack a punch like it should. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this movie review, please consider subscribing to my channel and leave a comment letting me know which movie you think I should check out next. Also, if you are a fan of my work, check out some of my other videos, including my animated D&D show, which I work really hard on and is fully animated. And if you are looking for ways to support me, please check out my Patreon. There is a lot of bonus content on there and new shows that are exclusive just to the Patreon that are coming soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.